you can't get it.
But you see how much kidnappers are taking from victims.
My thing is, government should all the stakeholders get that, and I think we get that. The 3% for the oil producing community is too low.
So it is support that is needed. And once you get the support, your airline people will blossom.
This is Nigeria. You need to give people sense of belonging.
Good morning. Welcome to the midweek edition of Inside Nigeria on Leadership Television. Today is very, very, very crucial and interesting, actually, as the APC's presidential ticket is being contested for, and as we speak, is being counted out in Eagle Square, where the primaries took place. My name is Winifred Ugebo, and it's always my pleasure to host our TV host, public affairs analyst, Jide Ojo, on the program. Jide Ojo, it's always a pleasure to host you.
Good morning.
Welcome.
Good morning. We wait with bated breath about who will be the standard bearer.
And of course, the papers are
ruling all progressive
leading with the story this morning, and of course, with one screaming headline on the winner, on the potential winner of the APC. As we speak, as I said earlier, the counting is ongoing. Let's flag out. We have 4 papers for review. As usual, we have Nigeria's most influential, Leadership, the sister publication, National Economy, THISDAY newspaper, and Blueprint. And we are starting off with Leadership. Party primary, Tinubu set to clinch APC presidential ticket. Party primary, Tinubu set to clinch APC presidential ticket. Amosun Akpabio Bankole Borofis Fayemi stepped down for Asiwaju. Amechi Bakare Bello Okorocha Onu continued the battle. PNB urges party members to remain united and avoid acrimony. I'll take that again. Party primary, Tinubu set to clinch APC presidential ticket. Amosun Akpabio Bankole Borofis Fayemi stepped down for Asiwaju. Amechi Bakare Bello Okorocha Onu continued the battle. PNB urges party members to remain united and avoid acrimony. The story is on page 4 of Leadership. From Leadership, let's see what THISDAY is also saying on the subject. THISDAY newspaper. At APC convention, THISDAY projects Tinubu winner. At APC convention, THISDAY projects Tinubu winner. I have capacity to articulate a vision of progress, says Lagos Governor. Buhari to delegates. Vote candidate with best chances of victory. Osibanjo, you can't wish Nigerian well and vote someone you don't believe in. Adamu slams NWC members, declares they are irresponsible. Akpabio Amosun Fayemi Badaru Bankole Borofis Ohaneye step down for Tinubu. Phyllis steps down for vice president. This is a story on THISDAY newspaper. From THISDAY, we'll see what Blueprint is saying on the subject. Blueprint newspaper. APC presidential ticket. Tinubu upbeat. Osibanjo Lawan others on edge. APC presidential ticket. Tinubu upbeat. Osinbajo Lawan others on edge. Akpabio Amosun Bankole Fayemi Borofis Badaru stepped down for Lagos governor. Three aspirants stepped down for VP Gaya. We are not aware, Bagudu. Ayade Onu Okorocha, 3 others reject governor's list, alleged financial inducement. They are taking between $2 million, $3 million. Vote candidate with best chances, Buhari. The story is on page 6 of Blueprint newspaper. Jide, as we speak, they are counting, and the name I seem to be hearing is Tinubu. As the papers are projected, Tinubu is set to win, to clinch the APC presidential ticket. What is of view?
Actually, ahead of yesterday's, or should I say today? Actually, the voting began this morning.
Yes, really.
So ahead of today's, party primary, um, Tinubu has been the man to beat.
Mm.
He has the war chest, he has the clout, he has the net worth and network, and everything except age
Yes.
and religion stands in his favor.
Yes.
Age, because people are doubting his 70 years of age. Religion, because he's a Muslim. Will he be able to take over from another Muslim uh, president? Will Nigeria be that tolerant, or would Nigeria prefer a Christian taking over for a Muslim, the way it happened between Obasanjo, Umaru Musa Yar'Adua, Goodluck Jonathan, then Buhari? So we went with bated breath. I'm sure we won't have long to wait. Uh, the counting is underway. We are just hoping for the final tally and then the announcement. Peradventure, if Tinubu becomes the flag bearer today, I see a couple of things happening. There will be so many litigations against his candidacy. People will take him apart. His educational qualification will be a subject of issue. His name will be a subject of issue. Already somebody from Kano State has gone to court to challenge that he committed a perjury sworn on oath, false affidavit. So th- there will be rough tackling, as they said in football. Rough tackling. The same goes for Turaki Adamawa. Uh,
So you virtually took the words out of my mouth. I was just going to go there. That how come now that it seems the two presidential aspirants of APC and PDP they seem to have credibility issue.
well, who will not? A good Buhari has credibility issue
No,
in
he didn't have
2014.
it.
In 2014, he does.
Really?
People were doubting his certificate.
Okay.
That was when somebody was said to have said that even if he presents
And
NEPA bill, he
okay.
was going to vote for him. So, and people took him to court,
Okay.
even over health matter, over education matter. So, it's not today we'll be having this controversial precedent, but it is for the court to determine. And court will be busy, even as they are busy with campaigns. It's too early in the day. There are so many ballot boxes that are yet to be counted. If they started with his areas of strength, southwest, you may not get a full picture. But if they started with north, south, southeast, and is on the lead in those states, then you may say Southwest is a safe haven for him. But yes, he's the man to beat. He's projected winner, and I have no doubt that he has capacity to win the primary, to become the standard bearer. But will he have the capacity to win the presidency on February 25, 2023? That would be the $1 million question, because like I said, people will take him to tatters, issues about his age, about his state of origin, about his education, about virtually everything, even his businesses,
Yes.
his wealth, his anti-corruption, you know. So there will be so many litigations. But you see, as somebody commented on Facebook yesterday night, he said, uh, electors, are they always rational? The answer is no. If it's about rationality, we have Professor Patutomi,
Yes.
Kingsley Mogalu, and so many highly cerebral people who should have been the president. But we settle for
But do you see the
another.
electorate now looking beyond APC and PDP in this forthcoming
They may
election?
look beyond. Yes, I see that possibility, but it's too early in the day whether they will be able to make any appreciable impact. Because you see, elections are won on the basis of war chest and then the structure, political structure. It's not impossible.
But you seem to forget that when Buhari came on the scene, there wasn't really much of a structure for APC then.
There was.
Though there was a little bit
There
of
was
Southwest
structure.
states
Listen,
and just Nasarawa.
no.
CPC
It's not
won.
about that. There was structure for Buhari. The one, he has name recognition. Buhari has name recognition from First Republic. He's been a dominant. And don't forget, he has turned up a lot of social capital. Right from when he was young in the military. He was a Minister of Petroleum Resources in the 70s. He was chairman PTF. He was former head of state. He was what else? So he already have that name recognition, and when you see he felt to succeed, failed to succeed in the sense that when he contested in 2003 lost, 2007 lost, 2011 lost. As he was failing, he was having more sympathizers who believes in his person. And that was what eventually worked for him in 2015. But Tinubu has been able to reinvent himself after 8 years as governor of Lagos State, which is the richest state in Nigeria.
Oh, yes.
And you know, Lagos is not.
It's the richest.
Oil producing states are not the richest.
No.
Lagos consistently in over 10 years.
It generates
The budget of Lagos has been over 1 trillion.
20 states put together.
Exactly. So it's like a precedent because Lagos is bigger in size than even Benin Republic, than Togo, than Principe and Sao Tome, than so many other African countries. So the economy, so it's like a mini president, if I can use that word. But it's not about that. He has been able to reinvent himself, had a lot of political sons and daughters who hold their current status to his benevolence. Who puts he is not to spare no resources when he believes in a cause. People have peddled the billions he allegedly gave to make Prince Dakwa Abiodun, who people now call the Eleyi of Ogun State, to win in 2019. That's what not been from Ogun State. But and that was why he was making that claim previous Thursday in Abeokuta that, look, Eleyi, this one would never have been governor, but for me. I was the one that gave me flag and that. And of course, he also said that forum that he gave VP Yemi Osinbajo, he gave his name for him to be considered as the sole VP running mate. And now he knew this is his last chance, and he said it has been his lifelong ambition. But we cannot. Peter Obi has that pedigree, but Peter Obi has one thing against him, in my own estimation, is he also is appearing like somebody desperate for power. He was ABGA governor for 8 years, moved from ABGA to PDP after the first time of Willie Obiano. Said point like that, he will not allow Willie Obiano to do a second time, and backed a different candidate in 20 which year was that, 2018 or thereabout, and 2017. And of course he was defeated. His anointed candidate was defeated, and that was when he started losing the touch, because people felt if he had remained in ABGA, the party that brought him to power, maybe it would have done the man. Then he was in PDP, he was a running mate to Atiku Abubakar in 2019, and now he has jumped ship to go and to Labour Party. And one thing that I know that is membership of Labour Party is under contestation now because uh, there is a section 77 sub 3 of the electoral act that says every political party should submit to INEC their membership register, both soft and hard copy, 30 days to election. Now, this had already been submitted to INEC. He joined barely, a week to the Labour Party, maybe a few days to the Labour Party primary, and became. So we don't know these traducers what they will be up to. And one thing I want you to know, Winifred, is that there will be a lot of litigations around the 18 registered political party. Some of the candidates in the leading party will be sponsoring members of the opposition to go to court to challenge what's going on within their party.
That was what happened even in the electoral act.
And then they will also be doing same to challenge the dominant party. Like so the court will be busy. Whoever, for even those who do not purportedly have baggage on their candidacy, you will see about technical issues that will be raised on the, because I see a lot of jumpology that has happened in the recent days. Senate leader defected to PDP yesterday. Ejina Yabi Aribe moved from PDP to Abuga. Which one? Akpa Ude there, who was of the March 26.
Jumped
NNPP. No, they dumped APC for NNPP to just pick the ticket of the governorship. So politicians, desperate politicians. But
now I want to take you on memory lane. Few days before this primary, before we got to this present primary APC primary election, the president did say that he had his consensus. Even previously on various fora, he said he has his candidates he's supporting. And on Monday, there was the APC chairman did say that after consultations, I'm stressing the word with the president that Lawan is the candidate. And he even had the president had meeting with governors and said that he should be allowed to nominate his consensus.
That was last
and everybody knew the opinion that, of course, Tinubu was not his. Then what happened? What changed?
What changed is backlash, public opinion. Last week Tuesday, because you need to understand the timeline of these events, so that people will get clearer.
Exactly. What
On
happened?
Tuesday last week, on Tuesday last week, before he went to Spain, he met with the APC governors, where he said he has given them opportunity to choose their successor, and those who are seeking second term have been offered the first refusal or something, and that they should do him the honor of making him to elect or select his successor. And the word that was challenged was the word successor. He's not challenging his successor in office, because his successor in office will be determined by Nigerians, not the delegates. So that became a serious issue. That you cannot choose your successor, you can only choose your standard bearer. And so that weight of public opinion against the choice of word successor, while the president was away to Spain, made him to be very cagey. And I think that may have partly been responsible for the outburst of Asiwaju in Abeokuta last Thursday.
Yes, he got
that incident happened on Tuesday. On Thursday, he was in Abeokuta, and started saying, look, the president would not have been the president if he didn't have his support. The vice president would not have been the vice president without him nominating. And even the governor of Ogun State, without him nominating, backing him, he would not have been governor. So, of course, it was only yesterday that the presidency was responding that no one man made. Of course, he never said his own soul, but he spent his resources. And when a man beat his chest and said, "You are nothing without me," it's not as if there are certain things in our lives, certain milestones we achieve by the help of certain individuals. It's not because that person is the one that fed you all your
But
life.
aside, when I read the presidency's reaction, I actually laughed to myself. I was like, by Garbashew. Garbashew at this time was with Atiku as his media aide. So
Imagine.
how we didn't know is the one that he has to be replying that know how when he didn't actually know the details.
So the bottom line is the situation is still very easy. So coming back to these are timelines.
Yes.
So the Tuesday before Spain, he said he should be allowed to choose his successor. Thursday, outburst from Asiwaju. Saturday, the governors of APC in the northern Nigeria said they are backing power shift to the south. So by Tuesday, Abdullah Adamu. No, by Monday. It was Monday that Abdullah Adamu came forth with his own theory of
after consultation,
which the governors forum said no, that is not true. That it is not the true position of things, and then he broke grounds with his NWC members, and you can see that even the NWC members now is there is a banner, there is a rider to one of the story where he said he lashed out at his NWC member that are irresponsible. Yes. I think he used that word on them. It's not their father. He may be 75-year-old, and the tree does not make a forest. 25 member of NWC, you cannot drop the name of president that this is his preference. There should have been a big debate, or at best, there should have been other witnesses to the meeting you had with the president.
So, but why then did the president now withdraw? He didn't come out again.
Because of those backlashes now. Because of the backlashes.
Many people actually felt that he was supporting Lawan, if not for the backlash, even from the northern
That's what I'm saying. He possibly
Adamu couldn't have just peddled his name like that, because Adamu did say after consultations with Mr. President.
He possibly didn't also realize that the northern governors were going to be fair.
Yes.
Because you see that singular statement has a possibility to throw the country into a turmoil. From nowhere, you are saying president of the Senate will be the consensus candidate. Was that agreed to by the aspirants? No. Was that debated at the National Working Committee? No. Who was with you when you had that discussion with the president? No witness. So, and you see that for the couple of hours that story trended, there was palpable tension in the country. There was. Until the meeting of the northern governors with the president for the second time in a week, and the president said, well, I know nothing about this consensus stuff. Just make sure that you produce a candidate that is strong enough to win election for us. So people said he flew a kite, but I even felt that it's not okay. That's the word. Adamu slams NWC members, declared them irresponsible. I don't think it's their father. He should not be using that kind of word on his colleagues.
We have Oyegun.
25 of them.
Oyegun, the former governor of Edo State.
So there are 25 of them. He could not be calling them irresponsible. Because there have been criticism of Abdullah Adamu's style of leadership. That he's running a one-man show, and he's not carrying the rest of them. And he had to apologize last week that he's sorry. Now he's still coming back to use this strong language on his colleagues. 25 members, only you on one side, and the rest of the and I feel that if this bring crisis in APC is not quickly tamed, it may be the beginning of the end of APC. Because now I see a lot of people defecting from APC into other parties, not even PDP alone.
Okay. Thank you so much. Now, moving forward from still the same Tinubu projection, if he clinches the APC presidential ticket. Now, there are speculations that that would be an easy ride for Atiku to power. How true is that?
It's not sure for anybody to rise to power. It's not. It's not. It's 24 hours is a long time in politics, and a lot will still happen during the campaign period. This is June. The election is scheduled for February 25 next year. A lot will happen. A lot can happen between now and then. But what may work for or against the party is the performance of Buhari. Because I, for one, am dissatisfied with the state of things. I don't know about you. I'm very dissatisfied. This is
A journalist does
2022.
not take side.
No,
you just
I
report.
am a Nigerian. I'm not a journalist here. Look, whether you are a journalist or you are a citizen, is it right for us to budget 4 trillion for fuel subsidy, and we still have to queue for fuel? As at this morning, I had to buy a liter of fuel for 300 naira 2 days ago in my neck of wood. There is no electricity. I have to be charging this phone in my car. For the past days now, we don't have light. So what am I supposed to enjoy as a dividends of democracy? Then where is security? Tell me, is it the mass killing that took place on Sunday in Owo? Or is it the kidnapping of a Methodist prelate? Or is it
another kidnap of a Catholic priest in Kogi?
Even 20 people, travelers between Abuja and Kaduna, allegedly were kidnapped. So what I'm saying is that this will have impact on the chances of APC, irrespective of whoever comes. You recall, Winifred, that the day the president declared his aspiration, the vice president rather, and he said he was going to continue with the way Buhari was governing. People say, so you want to continue to punish us? Because people are having a very hard time. The cost of living is rising. Standard of living is dropping. And for this, if this is sustained, like, for instance, on the eve of election, if you have long fuel queues, you think people will go and vote for the same government? If there is huge, the reason why Goodluck Jonathan lost in 2015 was not because of Tinubu or Buhari brand. It was because of bad governance under Goodluck Jonathan.
Exactly.
Because it was 2014 that we have the abduction of Chibok, and he wasn't able to resolve it.
And up till now, it has not.
And as at that time, about 17 local governments in Borno were under the Boko Haram insurgent. And that's why the National Security Advisor then, Sambo Dazuke, had to go and say at Chatham House that the election may not hold as scheduled. And in fact, it didn't hold as scheduled. They have to buy time with 6 weeks. Within which they allegedly, I don't know how far that's true, hired private military contractors, popularly known as mercenaries, to be able to drive out Boko Haram insurgents in some of the local government, so that election could hold. Those are the kind of things that rub up negatively on Goodluck Jonathan's presidency. And so what I'm saying is that whoever emerges, whether it's Starboy, VP, or Tinubu, Dagaban of Bogu, or even the Amelawa, it's not a done deal for any one of them. It is the performance of this administration in the days and weeks to that election that will make Nigeria to say, okay, this is the best of the lot, let's go with it. Otherwise, we may have a third force. And the third force is gradually coming up in the Peter Obi of today. Because with that, I see a lot of frenzy on social media. People, in fact, Labour Party must have registered quite significant in the last couple of weeks. Because people are just, in fact, people were sharing how you can register to be a member of Labour Party. But that's not what will win election. It's not the members of the party that will win election. It's the electorate that will win election. It's the number of PVCs collected. It's the number of people who are determined to stand at the polling unit to cast their ballot. Because the election is off any of the parties now. with the delegates, with the consensus, with the direct primary, they have done their own bit internally. It is now with INEC and the rest of us.
Okay. Thank you so much. Well, viewers, let's go on a break. When we come back, we'll be reviewing other news on the papers. Don't go away. Stay tuned.
For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.
Inside Nigeria, keeping you informed on what matters.
Welcome back. In case you're just joining us, the program is Inside Nigeria on Leadership Television. My name is Winifred Ugwebo, and with me in the studio is a public affairs analyst, a TV host, Jide Ojo. Thank you so much once again.
My pleasure.
Yeah. Let's review what other papers, other stories have on these select newspapers we have been reviewing. Let's go over to THISDAY newspaper. UN to Nigeria. Sorry, beneath the masthead. Let's see the story beneath the masthead. UN to Nigeria bring perpetrators of Owo Catholic Church attack to justice. United Nations to Nigeria bring perpetrators of Owo Catholic Church attack to justice. UK Parliament debates massacre, decries rising insecurity in Nigeria. Ondo confirms 22 dead, 18 injured, 88 casualties. WHO Ekiti Oba's grief, condole Akeredolu victims' families.
It leaves a sore taste in the mouth,
It sure does.
and I'm worried, Steve, if the terrorists are not, in all sense, having upper hand against our.
They seem to.
Because, I mean, you know, it's not even that they perpetrate, it's that they do it with impunity.
Yes.
That they do it and they get away with it. I mean, in US, we have had so many mass shootings this year, but they will make sure within 24 hours, the shooter will be found and arrested, or he will kill himself,
Yes.
or they will kill him.
Yes, that's what happened.
So there is immediate justice that if you commit murder, you will pay for it.
You saw the years it took for them to hunt Osama bin Laden.
And the resources that was deployed, they have to use the elite corps of US military, SEAL, to go and do that. But in Nigeria, ask those who committed the Madala Catholic Church massacre in 2010, have they been apprehended? Those who did the Ozobulu one in Anambra and went to church and killed people, have they been brought to justice? Now, nobody has so far, to the best of my knowledge, have been arrested for the Owo killing. And it happened during the day, not during the night.
Yes.
My advice to churches is that, please.
And we also heard that they took over 20 minutes, 25 minutes shooting.
That's what we are saying.
Police,
in the morning hour, we are not talking of dead of night. So if this could happen in broad daylight, how much more when you have vigil?
Don't you think it's something that is also, just as you pointed, that is going to be swept under the carpet? Nothing.
I hope not. I do hope not. Because you see, this is a season of politics. Almost all the frontline aspirants have rushed to a war to commensurate with them. In fact, Jagaban of Bogu gave them 75 million. But yes, which is a kind gesture, even though money cannot bring back life. But it's a kind gesture on his part. What about others who just went and said, sorry, God will. But what about those injured? Look at the number of those allegedly injured.
18
injured and 88 casualties. In fact, the Catholic Bishop of Owo, diocese, allegedly in I think in Punch of today, said 38 dead. 38 deaths were confirmed. 38, and that so many others were taken away by their families when that incident happened. But whether it's one life or 50 lives has been projected by some media, every life should matter.
It should.
Every life should matter. And that's why I said in the preceding discussion that whether APC will retain power in 2023 will not be on a star boy, a star guy. It will be on the performance of the current administration. Because, yes, you may want to rig. Of course, it's not like PDP didn't try to rig in 2015. But people said, no, we want a change. And they were determined, and they got that change. Now is the time to either vote in or vote out the administration if they have not performed. And to the best of my mind, if an opinion survey is taken today, you will find out that, in fact, what am I saying? I was on Love FM on Friday to analyze the NOI Post survey on insecurity in Nigeria. And it's very glaring that this administration cannot claim any glory in terms of safety and security of Nigeria.
But it still says that it has decimated Boko Haram.
I've not had Pahalai Mohammed talking about that in recent days. Maybe he's been silent. I learned his son was
the
denied.
not saying that okay, this our killing happened because they have been pushed back.
They can say whatever they like. Nigerians are no fools, and you see that's why I even I sympathize with whoever will be the standard bearer of APC. On what will he be campaigning? No, on what basis?
Hardship.
Is it the hardship that you have inflicted on Nigeria? ASU is on strike for the 4th month. So you want to bring a turnaround in education. But what has your administration done? And you will see a lot of breaking of ranks. Okay, well, when we get there, we'll do things differently. But government is a collective.
But they also boast about infrastructure.
Where are they? Where are the infrastructure? The bad roads. In my neck of wood, if you see, the shock absorber of most cars have to be changed every 6 months. And we are talking of living in Abuja. We are not talking of in the remotest part of this country. So I don't know what I'm not over expecting, not that I have too much expectation of this government, but the basics is what I'm asking. Okay, what is the state of electricity? If you read, even there was a story I watched in Kano. I think they said they needed how many megawatts? That they are getting like 1/3 in Kano. So industries have collapsed. A liter of diesel is sold for 760, between 760 naira and 800.
I don't know if we have time to review. There's a story on is it Blueprint that in spite of darkness that they made discos made about how many trillion naira.
I don't know
what Blueprint is saying.
Whatever they claim to have made, but it is so unfortunate that energy crisis alone.
Okay, please, can you go up? Let's see above the masthead what Blueprint is saying on the issue of electricity. Okay. Can you take us back to leadership? Oh, I don't think it's in this paper. I think I saw it somewhere.
But
they made about 4 point something
whatever they
trillion
made,
naira.
and it is the government that condones it. How could you be making mega billions on the sweat, blood, and tears of Nigerians? This is, you see, when you look at section 14.
That is an NBC report. It's on this day. Can you go up? Yes, above the masthead, just that strip. NBS, there is a
okay, National Bureau of Statistics. That's part of stable power. This goes rating
2.4 trillion in 6 years. Absurd, is it not? I saw it this morning.
Now they reckon 2.4 trillion,
Yes.
but we are paying more
Yes.
for darkness.
Yes.
And okay, now Winifred, and I'm not being an activist here. I'm just being a Nigerian, a patriot in Nigeria. A good government, what should it do for its citizen? Section 14, subsection 2B of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, as amended, 1999 as amended, says security and welfare. This is supposed to be a welfare issue.
Yes, it is.
This is social amenities. And a lot is linked to electricity, poverty reduction, unemployment. Everything is linked to electricity.
Oh, yes. Oh.
Now, look at the synergy. I don't have light. All the appliances in my life could not function. I had a generator. It has spoiled so many of my chargers because of, I don't know. So now I've practically abandoned the generator. I now use my car to power my phone. Will I use it to power my laptop as well? So, and it's not like you are not ready to pay for the electricity. After all, I have a prepaid meter. And up to today, this administration could not put its feet down and said, no more estimated billings. People are still being given estimated billings, crazy bills. Now, there's no electricity. The situation is even worse than before 2015 that this administration came. I was the ambassador of Obasanjo for spending $16 billion without anything to show for it. All the investment of this administration in electricity, what have we to show for it? When there was no rain, they said the water in Kanji and Shiroro was too low. Now there is rain. They said there is no gas. We are flaring gas in Warri, in Port Harcourt, in everywhere.
LNG.
We are flaring it. And the same gas you cannot pipe to provide thermal electricity for Nigerians' use. So what is failure if not this? This is the infrastructure that they are talking about. If you cannot solve the energy challenge, today the cost of doing business in Nigeria has become so astronomical that people could no longer break even, let alone making profit. When you have to buy a liter of diesel for 760 naira, close to 800 naira per liter, you have to buy kerosene for 600 naira per liter. Last week, I went to buy 12 kg of cooking gas. It's now 10,500 naira. Now, tell me, how does that mama put who wants to cook for sale, how will he sell or she sell cheap food to our customers?
Crude oil has been on a steady increase in
Charcoal
the
is
international market.
so. These are the economics. I'm not an expert, but this is how it affects me as an ordinary citizen. That you cannot, we do not have security. The infrastructures are not okay. Is it not the flagship infrastructure that was attacked by the bandits? This mass transit rail line.
Yes.
Now,
still infrastructure.
about 66.
You still need money again to refurbish it, to put it in.
How many billions? About 3 billion or 5 billion was used or was to be used. That's what I learned.
How much is the new one?
They said they needed about 3 billion to fix what was spoiled. But that is not the painful aspect. About 60 abductees are spending maybe their third month in captivity. Alat Ango Abdullah's son is among, and even a classmate of Starboy Oshibadu is also among those. Now, they want to resume train services. They have actually resumed airport flights. They've restored flight services to Kaduna. But how safe is our country today? How safe? Because that's what will be the determinant of where and how we vote. How and where we vote. I'm not saying they will not try to rig to prove that Nigerians are with them. But if Nigerians are sufficiently angry, the way they were
in
during
2014.
in 2020 during the answers, in October 2020 during the
They were also
answers.
angry in 2014. They said anything but Jonathan, anyone but Jonathan.
Yes,
they
no,
were-
but I'm
they
even bringing
actually
it
clamor
closer.
for a change.
Yes, I said it earlier.
Oh yes.
But I'm
2020.
saying that let's even look at the answers of 2020.
Yes.
How people were vicious, the youth of Nigeria. And a lot of them have gone to collect their PVCs.
Oh
now.
yes, we have seen
So-
videos, trending videos of them
So
collecting, queuing up to collect.
APC needs to change its ways. This coming election will be a referendum on the performance of APC government in
And,
power in the
PDP
last 8
too.
years. It will be a referendum. So if they like, they let us say they are just talking. They are just talking. That's the way we will talk with our
They are the
PVC.
ruling party.
That's the way we will talk with our PVC in 2023. But it's so sad that we have allowed this thing to linger. And you see, I was at a event 2 days ago where Father George Ehusoni, the Catholic priest, Reverend Father George Ehusoni, was the lead speaker. And you need to see, how he spoke. In fact, when he finished his presentation, we all gave him a standing ovation because he actually gave adequate characterization of the state of the nation in such a way that, in fact, many of us were just shaking our heads. And I hope we can have people like Reverend Father Usoni, many more, speaking truth to power the way he has said it on Monday. But our anger will not be dissipated by street protest. That's why I have always said
on the social media.
There is no polling unit on social media, and INEC will not count your prayer points. In case they don't know, INEC will count how many prayer points you have prayed.
But APC won its first battle on social media in 2014. You discovered that they were
2014, you keep talking about 2014 as if 2014 was yesterday. You are talking of 8 years ago. It's going to be different.
This time around.
We do not have, you see, the current Electoral Act 2022, if INEC will not let us down, and INEC decide to have full-scale infusion of technology, as the law has backed it to do, you see a lot. Buhari said he owed his victory to the use of smart card reader. Remember, he said that when they were using incident form, he couldn't win because they were padding the figures. And he was talking of stolen mandate in 2003, 2007, 2011. He was talking of stolen mandate. He said, but for the smart card reader, now we have beavers. And if INEC decided to also do electronic transmission of result, all this plan to rig, and you will see that it becomes futile. But note of caution, let's do the needful. Let Nigerians rise. Let's engage the process. Let's collect our PVC. Let's register. We still have the 3 weeks or 2 weeks to do that before 30th of June. And let's collect our PVC. And those of us who have collected it, let's keep it safe. Because we will need it.
Oh, yes.
Both at the national and subnational level, we are going to need it. I don't mind how many times we have to change our leaders, but at least let's continue to change. Italy did it. At some point, Italy became the most unstable democracy in Europe. Like every year, they were changing their prime minister. Berlusconi, who owns AC Milan, went to jail for bad governance after his prime ministership. So, it's nothing new. If we have to change them every 6 months, let's change them until we get the right person to be there. Because governance is not a rocket science. They can't make it a rocket science. And we have we've been so brainwashed to believe that things cannot be better. I'm not a child of poverty. I don't want to live the rest of my life in poverty. If this administration cannot create jobs, let them enable us to create one for ourselves. I'm not a government worker, but look at it now. I'm suffering. I'm in debt. I'm barely surviving on daily basis. And that is the story of many Nigerians.
It is.
If you look at the number of dependency ratio we have now,
is.
if your dependents in 2015 were 5, they are now about 25. Because as many people are graduating from school and they don't have jobs, as they lose their jobs, it's only the few people who are working that they will be lashing up. Every day I receive SOS. Save my soul. I'm sick. I don't have money for transport. I needed to. And how many can I help? How much is my own income? How much inflow am I getting? So these are the frustrations of average Nigeria. And we cannot afford to keep quiet for longer. This whole charade of party primaries and candidate nomination, yes, we will need to walk the routine. But beyond the routine, let's shine our eyes. Yes. During the campaign period, let's monitor and document their campaign promises so that when the time comes, we can remind them, these are the things, hold them to account.
Exactly. Yeah, that is a takeaway word for today's program. Thank you so much, Mr. Didoju, for airing your thoughts there on today's news headlines. Well, viewers, this is where we'll be.
They're not doing the economy.
We are short of time, but let's just quickly see what national economy is saying. Manufacturers adopt. Can you project it? Adopt cost-cutting measures with e-commerce platforms. Manufacturers adopt cost-cutting measures with e-commerce platforms. Say platforms offer more agile fleet that takes products to consumers in a more cost-efficient, convenient way. That's the story making the headline news on national economy, our sister publication. I don't know.
I'm not actually surprised. You know, e-commerce is not the in thing. Everybody is into online business, online forex, online logistics, online trading. So, and it's a cost-saving measure. Now you see them using motorbikes to go and do deliveries. So rather than now having a huge warehouse somewhere and shops, people are doing online businesses and they are thriving and they are making it. So it's a welcome development. Like we said, even banking, online banking has decongested the banking laws. I don't know when last I ever entered any bank for any transaction because of the online e-commerce, e-platforms that. So unfortunately, our internet backbone is still not very strong.
It's not strong at all.
It's still, that's my worry about this. It's still not very strong. See, we could have done a lot better with if our internet backbone is strengthened, so that look at journalism practice now. You can do your story from the comfort of your bedroom.
Yes.
And it will be like you are physically in the office. And that was the saving grace to the world during the pandemic of COVID-19, when people have to work from home. And they are still as effective. They were having meetings on Zoom, they were having meetings on Skype, and that's the saving grace. If not for internet, we possibly would have been much more badly affected by the pandemic than we are. So e-commerce, the way forward.
Thank you so much. Viewers, this is where we call it a day on today's program. Don't forget to join me tomorrow for another fresh edition of Inside Nigeria. Mr. Jide, thank you so much for your
My pleasure.
Always. I'm grateful. Bye. See you tomorrow.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.